everyone, this is Aarti and this is your Chandrakala Tarot reading for the full moon in Scorpio. So this one is really beautiful, powerful and intense, and it's also the same day of Buddha Purnima. And I say this because Scorpio is the sign of death and rebirth and transformation. So it gives us a lot of energy that we have to work with, could make us feel extra emotional. And it's also a supermoon, which means that the moon is closest to the earth. So it could be one where we really integrate and open up to a lot of new energies that have been coming towards us. And I want to start this reading by connecting with the previous reading of the Taurus new moon. And in the Taurus new moon, the message was about endings for new beginnings. So it was talking about how that was a time, and even now I can feel it. There's this energy of death. There's this energy of closings, of tying up loose ends and putting our old stuff behind us, and literally shift delete, like clearing out our recycle bins and putting those things away so that we can be present to the new things, new opportunities and the new energies coming our way. And this could be in the form of anything. It could be in the form of work opportunities, new relationships, friendships, or even just like a depth in our connection with ourselves. The guidance went on to talk about how by closing out those old timelines, we were making space for anchoring ourselves in the divine feminine energy that the planet is currently receiving from the cosmos. And by learning to connect with ourselves and to heal ourselves and to nurture ourselves, that we would be able to show up in a whole new way. And the Yogini Oracle spoke about finding an immobile center within ourselves in the middle of all the change that we're going through. And the reading now still has some of those learnings which we're still integrating. So I'm going to start with the Yogini Oracle. This is the Harasiddhai, and the energy is about how with each inhale, Harasiddhai inhales all the beauty and the power and the wisdom, and with each exhale she releases all that's not serving her, the part of us which is not us, how we cling on to all those stories and those parts of us that are dissolving and we're holding on to it. So it's about that ego cleanse and to allow those things that are not serving us to go away, and the power of letting go. So she's a reminder of that. She also reminds us about our motherly protective nature, which we can use to protect ourselves, to care for ourselves and our loved ones. And by doing that, she helps us open the portal of our own intuition. And the sadhana for this card is to sit in meditation, and when we deepen our focus, say after 5 minutes of observing our breath, to really open up to the power of our own intuition and to bow down to it. Because now we're going to function not only as third dimensional beings, who wake up and go to work and then come home and go to sleep. We have a cosmic purpose, and we're waking up to it in beautiful ways. So this card is asking us to prepare and make more space for our spiritual journey and our evolution as humanity and as every single being on this planet Earth. So it's about waking up to our own power and to trust it to lead us and guide us. And the next card is New Visions. And it's really beautiful because full moons are a time of release as well as clarity of our journey up until now. This card is about understanding that we are earthly beings, but we're also divine. And to understand, like you can see, there's this small human being on the ground on his fours, and then from that you can see this beautiful multi-dimensional dancing human being. And the knowing that comes along with understanding that there is an earth reality which is manifest, things that we can see, and then there's the unseen world, and then there is a human who has to navigate both these dimensions. And just the expansiveness from accepting that and learning to walk in that direction and learning to not only experience it but to also share it and to allow these conversations to be more frequent. And we also have the lunar nodes shifting. If you don't know what that is, you can Google it. So up until now, we've had eclipses in the signs of Capricorn and Cancer. And these have been about the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And up until now, we've been integrating and healing the themes of like family and our relationship with our parents and self-care and how much we work, and like that whole energy dynamic has been growing, shifting and transforming. And now, as the lunar nodes shift into Gemini and Sagittarius, so we have new soul lessons coming up for us as a collective. And what this would mean is that our lessons are more about owning our truth and showing up in the world and like taking up leadership positions, not feeling afraid to be our authentic self. And this card reminded me of that. It reminded me of that, becoming and then sharing. So that's the process that we're going to go through. We had the lunar node shift on the 5th of May, and we're going to have the first eclipse coming up in June. So it's going to be a lot of new energy we're working with, and maybe this whole shift is going to help us realize our visions and to understand what we're here to create and co-create. So it's a really beautiful energy. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles. And this energy is about really tending to whatever clarity we have, like understanding that, we're probably just beginning a new journey where we're understanding what we're here to do. And this card is about hard work, patience, and really understanding that to master something, we have to, go down to the drawing board and start again. And also realizing that we need to appreciate ourselves. Like you can see, she's taken care of this plant so well that now they have fruit and they're so beautiful. But it's happened like this because she's taken that time and effort. So connecting it to the previous cards, what comes up to me is that now's the time for us to really fine-tune our intuition and to allow ourselves to open up as a spiritual being and to channel whatever's coming to us. With all that is happening in the world right now, a lot of people are starting to awaken spiritually, and practices like meditation and spirituality has become like a buzzword, and it is beautiful. It means that more and more people are waking up to their true nature. And if you are somebody who's already been on the path, then this is a chance to really ground yourself, to deepen your practice and to allow consciousness to fill your being even more. And this card is not only about, deepening our own spiritual practice for ourselves, but also to make a physical manifestation of it and start working towards creating something on this physical realm and stepping into that role of serving. That is the message I'm getting, because the Pentacles is about an earth element and it's about really manifesting things. So if you have been working towards manifesting some really beautiful projects or relationships, this is going to be a time for you to now slowly walk towards it and to do the work and know that it will pay off in very beautiful ways as we go ahead. And I'm going to be sharing the journaling prompts in the description, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. Take good care of yourselves. Bye.